Okay, welcome to Back to School or Not. I'm going to talk about essential oils that are going to help you and your family thrive this fall. We are coming into the ending of summer, as sad as that is to realize. So being a mom of two myself, I want to make sure that I am empowering as many other people as I can with different solutions for really helping your family to thrive through this time of uncertainty. Whether you are choosing to do virtual learning, a hybrid plan, going back full time, maybe you're returning back to work for the first time, the kids might be in daycare or a new setting. So I want you to feel comfortable with whatever your choice is, it's the right choice for you and your family. So just remember that. Okay, so first thing I'll start off and tell you that I am not a doctor, but I'm a dedicated, well-educated mom. I've taken it into my own hands to really empower myself with the knowledge that I need to take care of my family. And I am now sharing what I have learned with all of you. So we're not going to talk about treating or diagnosing or curing any ailments tonight, but I will talk about different things that'll help to support your body in a natural way. And the information that I'm sharing is based on all of my personal experience and research. And of course, I welcome you to do your own research and become educated yourself and make sure that you are looking at credible sources and not just, listening to Dr. Google. And all of that being said, I do value medical professionals and what they do provide, and I do believe there's a time and place for us to use those services. So my goal tonight in this class is to empower you. So we're going to talk about 3 cool things about oils, 3 ways to use them, different ways to de-stress and stay healthy for getting back to school or not, and how to get these oils in your home. So first, just take a second and really think of what your top concerns might be. These are going to be different for everyone, but if a couple of these are ringing true to you, maybe jot these down, write them in a notebook in your phone. And you can remember that after this presentation, you can reach out to me and I will be happy to do a personalized wellness consultation for you to really give you a good idea of what oils would be best for you and your family to deal with whatever concerns you have. So if your top concerns are really anxiousness, being stressed out, feeling just overwhelmed, I have some different essential oils that I would recommend based on, what you're feeling and your top concerns are. So oils in and of themselves are not what's going to, treat or cure disease. So we're going to talk about what actually is a tool that will help you to prevent disease, what or who treats disease, and what is going to be a potential cure for some of those diseases. So first one, your strong immune system. That's going to give you that baseline of everything. And what goes into your immune system is going to be what you're putting in your body, what you're putting on your body. Do you use a lot of things that have artificial fragrance in it, or are you more on the natural side? Are you focusing on mental health and emotional well-being, getting out in the sun, moving your body? How are you sleeping at night? Have you taken a look at the cleaning products in your home? So all of this can either add to our, overall toxic burden, whether that is mental or physical, or it can be really helping us. So it just takes a second to really think of, am I conscious of how I'm breathing? Do I give myself some breaks throughout the day, and so on? So what you'll see here are some essential oils that are really targeted to overall immune support. So from left to right, I'll just quickly go through these oils. So first one's On Guard. It's a protective blend. And any oil that I'm talking about tonight, if it has a name that's clearly not a plant, then it is a blend. So you'll see right on the bottle, it says it's the protective blend. So what doTERRA has done with their team of scientists and all of the tests that they've run on things is they've figured out what oils, when they are paired together, work the best to help to support our immune system naturally. So then the next one, that's actually a roller blend. You'll see it's a taller, skinnier bottle. It's a 10 milliliter roll-on. That is the protective blend from our kids line. So that is specifically crafted with less oils in the blend. So On Guard and Stronger are both protective blends, but one of them is more geared towards children with less oils in the blend, and it's a more gentle blend. So On Guard has some oils in it that have warming properties that can be a little bit more hot. So when you're using them on your skin topically, you may feel them a little bit warmer than the Stronger blend. Stronger has oils in it like rose and frankincense. It's more gentle. So that's the difference between those two, if you're wondering. And then as we move down the line, Breathe is the respiratory blend. So supporting your airways and your respiratory system is so important to make sure that you're getting enough oxygen and feeling really supported in your breathing. And then Lemon is a great cleanser and for the air to either diffuse or to use in cleaning products. And we'll talk about ways to use oils in a second. And then DDR Prime, that's a blend that's going to help you on a cellular level. So you can use that one topically or internally too. So then looking at nutrition. So we talked a little bit about the oils. And now if you're looking at nutrition, in addition to eating organic when and if at all possible, we know that that is a good way to go when it comes to getting our fruits and vegetables into our bodies and when we're shopping for our families, because they're not spraying all of these harmful chemicals or using different additives or ways of farming that is actually going to be harmful to us when we ingest it. So focusing on whole, real foods, organic when possible, and then also adding in that supportive nutrition, which would be the vitamins that we're no longer getting from the foods that we are accustomed to eating when we're trying to live a more healthier lifestyle. Our soil is depleted a lot of the time of the vitamins and minerals that we really need to thrive. So adding in something like this, you see these 3 bottles at the bottom, those are the Lifelong Vitality Pack, and these supplements together work hand in hand with our body's immune system, our gut, and really making sure that we have all of the vital nutrients and supplements, minerals that we need through this supplement. Then if you look up at the top, you see these chewable tablets, the A to Z and the IQ Mega. So that's for kids. So that's going to be what they need in a chewable form. And then the IQ Mega is the fish oil and all of the great omegas that they need for their brain health and development. So that is a great duo to have on a daily basis. And then you can also add in, you can't forget about the gut. So if we jump over to the right, you see the PB Assist Junior. Those are little sachets that are like a powder that's similar to like a pixie stick. So those are tiny little encapsulated granules that your kids can just either put in like some applesauce or a drink and drink it, or they can just put it right in their mouth and kind of let it dissolve down. And that's going to get into their gut to help with that good gut flora and really promote a good environment for gut health. And then the PB Assist Plus, that is the adult version. So that is a probiotic that's double encapsulated. So it has a little tiny capsule inside of a larger capsule, and it was crafted in that way so that it can get deep into the gut where the probiotics need to get to, and it doesn't just kind of dissolve in the stomach acid. So it's a very unique delivery system that doTERRA has created. Then in the middle, you see the Terra Greens. So like I was mentioning, yes, you can eat all the fruits and vegetables that you want, but to get some of the additional vitamins and minerals, you can add in this Terra Greens, or if you're, maybe your kid is a little bit picky and you know that they love smoothies, you can just throw a scoop of this in there, and it's going to give them that boost of vitamins and through the fruits and vegetable powder. Looking at your toxic load. So this can be a really big part of your overall wellness picture if you take a look at the different items in your home that you've been cleaning with. You might even think that, you got rid of Windex and Mr. Clean and all of that really harsh, brightly colored chemical cleaners, and maybe opted for some natural ones. So that's absolutely a start, but there is a lot of greenwashing, they call it, in the industry. So a lot of these bigger brands are buying the smaller kind of natural cleaning companies, and some of the ingredients aren't as clean anymore, or they really weren't to begin with, and we were kind of fooled by how they were packaging their products, labeling them that they were green and they were clean and they were all natural. Those don't really mean anything. They're just buzzwords. So when you look at the actual ingredients, if they have fragrance, artificial fragrance, or perfumes or dyes in there, those aren't things you're going to want to use in your home. And then if you look at any of the candles or air fresheners, if it plugs into the wall and gives off a scent, if it has a brightly colored gel packet, or if it's like a melter or warmer, those are all fragrance. They're chemicals. That's not helping your health. It's actually doing more damage than good. So there is a way that you can shift into really reducing that overall toxic load. We're in our homes a lot, right? Some of our homes are turning into our classrooms and our office and everything in between. So you're spending a lot of time indoors. So you want to make sure that you have the highest quality air in your home. Before, when you were working in an office, and maybe you're not anymore, now you're taking that control back. So you can control, like, hey, you know what? I don't need to walk into a public restroom in my office anymore and have all these harmful chemicals, sprayed in my face. When you walk in and you hear it go like, tss, that makes me cringe. So I'm like, no, I don't want that air freshener to be sprayed on me, but you don't have a choice. But now if you're in your own home, if you have any of those things, you can choose to get rid of them and go greener with your cleaning. So the few things here, like, it's cheaper too to use white vinegar and baking soda. And yes, it actually does work. The On Guard Cleaner Concentrate has a little guide on it. It tells you how many tablespoons you need, what size bottle to use, and you can use that all throughout your house. So it's not complicated at all. If you're not a big DIYer, this is literally the easiest DIY thing you could ever do, is have a bottle of concentrate, pour a little bit in a bottle and fill it with water. And that's it. And then you have your own cleaner. So when there was like a mad dash for hand sanitizer and hand soap and all of that, I wasn't panicking because I had these things in my home from doTERRA. And I knew that they worked and they were effective with the plant compounds they have in there, in addition to the essential oils. So the other ones would be, like I mentioned, lemon does so many things, and it's really great for cleaning and degreasing. And then there's even a laundry detergent, and of course your diffuser, which is going to replace any of those candles that you're now gonna get rid of in your home. So the other pillar that we were talking about when looking at the whole picture of wellness is sleep. So some of these oils on here, these are, a couple of them are blends, except for the copaiba. So looking at Calmer and Serenity, that is the children and the adult version of the restful blend. So similar to how Stronger and On Guard were the pair that you would use for immune support, this is the pair that you would use for the family. For your kids, it's Calmer. For adults, it's Serenity. But I will tell you, I love Calmer. So even as an adult, you can use the kids blends. They're just more diluted, so you might have to use a little bit more since they're in that roller ball form. So Serenity is a blend that you can diffuse at night when you want to support that sleep, when you're setting up that environment to really give you that optimal environment for sleep. And it's going to help your mind to wind down after the day. Maybe you're running around crazy. You didn't even get a chance to like stop and think. And as soon as you lay down, your mind's not going to stop because you didn't give yourself that break. A lot of us maybe don't have a problem falling asleep, but it can be staying asleep. So something like copaiba, that is a very calming essential oil. That can be something that you rub onto the bottoms of your feet at night. Maybe you put a drop in a cup of warm water with some local honey. You can drink that like a tea before bed. It's very calming, very soothing. It helps to support the endocannabinoid system and any of that kind of anxious, heightened feelings that we feel. Copaiba helps to combat them. And then Balance is the grounding blend. This is like all things stress relief. So you can use all of these at night, or you can choose to use only one. So it's kind of a choose your own adventure kind of situation. And you can also then determine like, all right, do I want to maybe rub some Balance on my wrists and put some Serenity in the diffuser? You can choose, and you're going to find what works for you and for your kids. So the next one is our mental health. And even just remembering that the thoughts that you're thinking, like that's the story that you're telling yourself. So having an essential oil is going to give you that reminder, like, okay, like I'm in control of this situation. Like, let me just take a deep breath. Like, what am I feeling and what do I want to be feeling? So Steady and Brave are the two oils from the kids collection. That's Steady is the kids version of Balance. That's the grounding blend. And then Brave is the courage blend. So that's the oil that my son, Vinny, would always pick to use before he went to school. So it was just a very supportive blend for him. It was very citrusy, uplifting. So mental health it's a wide range of things for different people. So some people are just mentally overwhelmed and stressed, and other people are anxious and feel anxiety all the time, or maybe they're just really upset and down. So depending on how you're feeling, that will determine what kinds of oils you need to use to support yourself. So something like wild orange is very uplifting. Any of the citruses are. They're really happy oils that you can use whenever you're feeling a little bit down. Adaptive is a blend that doTERRA has created an actual like system around. So there is a roller blend, the oil like you see here, and then there's also a capsule that you can take internally. So that's for like when you really know, like I need some help with helping to really calm down. The internal supplement has GABA in it. It has a few other like plant-based ingredients that are very powerful, and there's been some studies shown of what they can do to really help to support you in that way. So I would say absolutely, if this is speaking to you, check out that adaptive line. And then focus, we're going to talk about, all right, whether your kids are going back to school, you're getting back into work, you need to crank out some work and get it done, and you only have a short time period to do so, or if you are homeschooling or your kids are home virtually. 9 times out of 10, at some point in the school day, your child is going to be on a device, maybe logging into a virtual Zoom, or maybe they're plugging in live to the classroom that they're not physically in. Keeping them focused on the iPad and actually present in that moment, I find personally is going to be one of my biggest challenges. So these are going to be oils that I'm constantly turning to, keeping around me all the time. So Intune is the focus blend. That one, that's definitely an adult blend or like an older teen. I would say that is actually not even diluted. Even though it's in a roller blend, there are only a handful of rollers that are not diluted. The rest are, which means there's no fractionated coconut oil in there. So you can actually make like a few other rollers from that one roller by just popping off the top and kind of siphoning the oils out into others. That is my absolute favorite. I usually have it right behind me, but I moved it because I was doing a class over there. But I just love the way it smells, even just for a nice pure fume. And that is my go-to when I really need to get in the zone. So it's usually why it's by my computer. Thinker and Tamer are two of the oils, again, from the kids line. Thinker is the focus blend. That's the kids version of Intune. That is more of a blend of citruses and mints. That is a really nice aroma as well. And then Tamer is the digestive blend, but it has those mints in it as well. So it can be used for focus. That smells really good. Thinker is more peppermint. Tamer has like spearmint. So they are different smelling, and they obviously can be used in similar ways if needed. And then peppermint and wild orange, like that's just like the tried and true, can always fall back on that blend when you need it. And that's a great diffuser blend. So if you're looking like, okay, what is my house setup going to be like when we get back to school? You can diffuse this during homework time, or if you are having that virtual classroom at home, it would be a really great idea to get a diffuser in that room with some of these oils. So then detoxing. This is something my kids love, their Epsom salt baths. I love Epsom salt baths. So whenever you get Epsom salt, I always get the unscented, because the whole point is that I'm adding in my own, not only aroma, with the essential oil, but obviously I'm going to get the benefit of whatever oil I'm adding in. You don't want some artificial fragrance to be seeping into your skin when you're soaking in a hot Epsom salt bath, right? So the lavender, frankincense, and copaiba, so that's going to help to really calm everything down. It's going to soothe your muscles, again, along with that Epsom salt. So that's great to do like once a week if you can. And then exercise. We all know we have to be moving our body, getting out in the sun. I'm here in New Jersey. It's still beach weather. We're in August. And even in the start of the school year, like we're still going to make sure that we get out, get some sun, get our feet on the ground and get moving. So when we do that, when my kids don't drink enough water, typically they start to get like cramps or growing pains in their legs. Like that's just what happens for them. So Rescuer is like the kids version of Deep Blue. So Deep Blue is my go-to oil for any kind of muscle or joint pain or discomfort. It also comes in the Deep Blue rub like you see here. That I do have 2 bottles of in my room because my kids will wake up in the middle of the night with cramps in their legs, or I like to actually put it on the back of my neck and my shoulders before bed, because after exercising or sitting on the computer, you need a little bit of support for those muscles. So the Rescuer and the Tamer blend can be used for the kids in that way to help support them. Maybe they're getting back into sports. Some things are opening up and they're going to be moving in ways that they're not used to. So it's really good to have these natural remedies to help support them. Whether we like it or not, masks are now required at a lot of places. In New Jersey, just to go like to a restaurant, we still have only outdoor dining. And if you have to go inside to go to the bathroom, for example, you need to put your mask on. Even going to the bathroom at the beach, masks are required. So there are instances where you're going to have to wear a mask, or your kids may have to wear a mask if they're going back to school. And that can really drum up a lot of feelings, different feelings for people. Some people feel very claustrophobic, or they get the feeling that they can't breathe. I mean, some people may have an actual medical condition that they aren't getting enough oxygen. That's a whole nother story. But if you put on a mask and you're feeling very anxious or overwhelmed or, like claustrophobic in that way, then you might want to put a drop of something like Adaptive or Balance, Serenity, lavender, something very calming that gives you that sense of peace when you smell it. Other people, if you're a nurse, or if you're just someone who you're like, okay, like I can do this, but it's just very suffocating. Something like peppermint, that would be really great to give you that refreshing aroma throughout the day and keep you really focused. There are even little like silicone, they look like nose rings that you can put in your nose. You can soak them in the oil, like a couple drops for a few hours, and then insert that into your nose and even have that under your mask. So I feel like something like Breathe or peppermint for that would be really great to do. And it is something that you can just start doing now before. You don't want your kids, if they are going back to school, if they've never worn a mask, to have to wear a mask like all day when they get back to school and they've never worn it before, because that would not be a good idea, right? I'll quickly go through this. So looking at what your kids are eating, I don't have any of these cool lunch boxes. I know not many of us do, and you don't take the time to make lunches look like this, but let's just pretend. Just making it fun, giving them things that are going to keep them able to focus throughout the day and not too much sugar, so that they're going to have, these like crazy sugar crashes after lunch. On Guard hand sanitizer, that spray bottle has always been in my kids' lunch boxes. Again, they're staying home. We're doing virtual this year, so I'm completely in control of these lunches. But even for myself, I think I'm going to try to make their lunches as if they were going to school and give them that sense of flow throughout the day. So we're going to be doing schoolwork whenever that is, whatever that looks like, still up in the air for a lot of us. But when it comes to lunchtime, I would have already had that prepped in the morning as if they were at school, so that I can just go. And it'll just be a more enjoyable experience that way too. And then just some ideas for different things for breakfast and lunch. Some smoothies, like my daughter will drink them, but my son won't. He also won't eat oatmeal. So like, you know, your own kids. He would eat waffles and eggs every day if he could. And then looking at lunch, just some other ideas like cucumbers, celery, peppers, just making it fun, cutting up some veggies and maybe putting like some peanut butter or something different in there too. So we talked a bunch about the kids collection, and you kind of saw throughout here how each of those oils is really targeted for the many different things that kids may go through when going back to school, whether it's physical or mental or emotional. And this kids line really taps into each one of them. They are pre-diluted, comes with this little flashcard kit, so you don't have to even think like, what is this for? It also says it right on the bottle, you know. So stronger, what's that? It's the protective blend. So it's very simple to figure it out. And this kit is $140. And it comes with the carrying case too. So it's super cute. So that is what I wanted to share tonight with all of you about going back to school or not. So whether you are at home in the school setting or whatever may be, you still need to focus on your overall health and wellness for not only yourself, but your kids. And, you know, we're all going through things. So just to remember that we're in it together. So you can reach out to me and we can connect via Instagram. I'm on Facebook or in my email. So you can find me on social media at Legit Oils. That's Legit Oils. And that's Facebook and Instagram. Then my email is Legitlin. So it's Legitlin @gmail.com. All right. Have a great night and best of luck back to school.